Random Saturday morning live because I missed my live yesterday morning for good reason. I was a little under the weather emotionally because of this trauma anniversary. And I talked about that yesterday in my video. So if you didn't see my video, I did speak about that. When we have something traumatic happen to us, if we don't move the energy, when we don't move the energy, it will stay stuck in ourselves. And we have just this memory. And I've noticed this several times in the year that weird things will happen or I'll have these like emotional shifts out of nowhere. Grand Rising, everyone. But I'll have these emotional shifts out of nowhere and I'm like, why am I acting like a maniac? There has to be a reason for this. And sometimes it is, energetically in the environment, solar flares and CMEs and things like that, right? But other times, there are events that happen to us at very specific times. And when that yearly time comes around, your cells re-experience it if we don't move it. And someone else says, well, what does it mean to heal it? What do you mean heal it? How do we heal it? Energy work is something that has truly changed my life. I do it monthly. I just went again yesterday to get an energy session done. See what's going on in my body. See what things need to be moved out. See what things need to be activated. See what things need to be deactivated. And that also is a subconscious thing, right? It's all subconscious. So we're going to talk about the science of getting rich. I'm going to read more from the science of getting rich and how those programs are literally lodged into our subconscious that give us this reality that we have. And I was watching a video yesterday, maybe on Instagram, and it was a very specific quote from Jesus. And I literally opened this book. It was open to like chapter 8, and I'm like, let me flip around. And I just literally opened the page to a different page. And that exact quote came up. And that quote from Jesus Christ was, whatsoever things ye ask for when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them, said Jesus. So when he's talking about prayer, whatever the things that we ask for when we pray, believe that you already have them. What's up, Toronto? Believe that you already have the things that you want or are asking for. Believe that you already have received them and you shall have them. Right? Wow. Patricia said, yes, I've lost 5 pounds over the weekend from energy healing. It all is stuck energy. And imagine how many of us, before I continue with this, imagine how many of us are walking around with this stuck energy that does not serve us anymore. It's the same thing how most of us have anywhere from 5 to 25 plus pounds of human feces stuck in our colon just hanging out. And then you go and do colon hydrotherapy or you do a colon cleanse. And all of a sudden, all this waste comes out of your body and you're like a different person. Oh, I can think so much clearer now. It's like, really? You don't have 5 to 25 pounds of actual shit in your body that is causing all these parasites and all these different things to manifest inside of you and affects your brain. I lose too much weight. I don't know if that you mean from you're doing your colon hydrotherapy or what. But when we have energy stuck in our body and then we move it out, miraculous things begin to happen. And that is the same thing. Andrew, you would be shocked how many energy practitioners there are in your area. Look up energy healers near me. You're going to be shocked by this. And of course, look at all the reviews and things like that. But normally, when you are looking for something, you find it. It's shocking the amount of energy practitioners that are around, but we just don't look for them. And they do incredible, incredible work. I got that car that I wanted. Immediate upgrade, timeline shift. Look at that. That's absolutely amazing. When we, again, I'm going to go back to this quote, and this also has to do with our energy, is when you ask for something, act as though you already have it, and you shall receive it. It depends on, we're really jumping around today from colon cleansing to manifestation. It depends on your preference. Colon hydrotherapy, I had it done several times, and it's not fun. It's definitely not fun. Is it the fastest? Yes. I have a colon cleanse by Food Over Drugs. I love her products. She's a small business out of LA. Everything is just completely holistic. There's like 5 ingredients. There's like 5 ingredients in her colon cleanse, and I really, really like it. You take 2 to 4, I think, capsules before you go to bed, and then in the morning, you're fresh, if you know what I mean. So it just depends on how you want to do it. Some people do a lot of different. There are many different methods, but it just depends on your personal preference of what you're comfortable with. So going from moving that stuck energy to moving the stuck energy in the mind, that also has to do with our wealth and our programming, right? Within like 5 minutes time of you speaking to somebody, you know exactly, we're going to skip over to the financial part of this. Within 5 minutes of speaking to somebody, you know their exact, it's called Food Over Drugs. Look at her she has parasite cleanses, she has all kind of stuff. Amazing products. Very, very clean, very, very holistic. Guys, so I'm doing a live event, which is our retreat in February in Florida. Because someone said, I hope you're doing live events. I will be doing events. I am doing events, rather. And we're going to do like pop-up things, like weekend things. But right now we have one coming up in Florida in February, probably the end of February. We're locking in the dates. But if you're interested in that, it's going to be amazing. But anyway, so within a few minutes of you speaking to somebody, you can tell what their mindset is. If they have a poverty mindset, if they have a victim mentality, that's all you need is literally 5 minutes. And you're like, oh my God, when you start to recognize these things, when you start to recognize within yourself, if you want something or someone asks you to go somewhere and your first response is, I just don't have the money right now. I just can't afford it right now. And again, I always say this, like, it doesn't mean that you become reckless with your money and just spend it. Like, money's coming to me. I'm just going to spend all my money. I have $10 in the bank. I'm spending it all. That's not what I mean. When we have, or when we don't have a poverty mindset, we'll never get to that space where I say, I can't afford this. When you're constantly in a state of gratitude, say someone asked you to do something, just say, you know what, I can't do it right now. Why don't we do it in a couple weeks? Or why don't we do it next month? I'm really busy right now. Instead of using the phrases, I cannot afford, I just don't have the money, times are really hard right now. Our words cast spells. Our thoughts cast spells on ourselves. So when we have the awareness of what it is we're saying and what it is we're thinking all the time, it's a full-time job until you get used to it. Until you change your mindset, until you change your programming, and you have a different program running that's a wealth program, or a love program, or an accepted program, where it's just natural. And every day you're just like, oh, I'm so grateful for this. This is amazing. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Like the other day when I spent almost $10 on 2 tiny heads of broccoli, or it was 4. I was actually mad that I bought it because it's just ridiculous. But when I left the store, I was just like, thank you for always providing for me. Right? Joe, I would love to. I really would. But it is just a mindset. And once we shift that mindset, the doors just start to fly open. The things that you couldn't afford before are now easy for you. No, Joe, I don't think so. But it's all about our subconscious programming. Let the basic say, I am not. Yes, we don't want to put any negatives into our wording. I am wealthy. I am abundant. I am grateful. If you can't imagine yourself as abundant, at least say it that I'm grateful. Like, oh, I'm just so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that I had this opportunity for this. I'm so grateful I was able to go out for a walk today and it wasn't that cold. We could start with small things. If we are so far gone with our consciousness or our state of being, whether it's money, relationships, what our life looks like, the home that we live in, all these things, start with gratitude because that's the easiest. I'm grateful for my plants. I'm grateful for the couch that I'm sitting on, right? It's a special Saturday broadcast because I missed my live yesterday. So we can literally start with gratitude to start shifting our perception of things, right? We can do that. So again, whatsoever things you shall ask for when you pray, believe that you receive them and you shall have them, said Jesus. Yes, Mary, I'll pin it. Food over drugs, cleanse. This is very random. I'm talking about a lot of different things here. Boom. I am. We structure ourselves in the words that follow the statement. I am a learner and a teacher. And that's exactly right. Everything around our reality is structured after the sentence of I am, or the statement I am. Oh my God, I'm so sick today. You don't even realize you just said I am so sick today. Oh my God, I am so ugly today. I'm so fat today. We don't realize the things that we say. The I am are the two most important words because what follows it becomes your reality. We say things all day long that follow I am that are not our friends. They are not programming our mind properly. They're doing the opposite. I am are the two most powerful words in existence, for what follows them becomes our reality. I'm such a loser. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. I'm such an idiot. Words cast spells. I see we have blocked our troll this morning. What a psychopath. Loser. I am beautiful today. Love from the Czech Republic. How we doing? Okay, so see the things you want as if they were actually around you all the time. See yourself as owning and using them. Make use of the imagination just as you will use them when they are your tangible possessions. And again, I've been sharing these teachings with my Guatemalan friend who works on this farm. He is slowly coming around and having a better life. That's literally all it takes. You know, that's all it takes is shifting the mind. Like, if we all knew this and we all use this, what would our reality look like? That's the thing. It's really that easy. Is it challenging to wrangle your thoughts when we're so used to thinking very negatively, or the collective programming of the world tends to be negative, right? It tends to have a very negative outlook. New viruses out there, war here, devastation there. That's on purpose. And until we turn off every fucking TV, until we get all these idiots out of our feeds that are telling us all this stuff, but pretending to do the right thing, you're putting all this shit out into the consciousness of the world. So if we want a different reality, it has to be created here first. What are the things that we can do to help? When we're so far away from the devastation that's happening, what can we do? Maybe we can send money. Maybe we could send our energy to these people. Maybe we can direct our focus and send beautiful light energy to people that are really, really suffering. That is going to be way more helpful than continuing to spread propaganda. I know that there are horrible things happening. But what is it that we can do? What does, and I keep asking people this, what does sharing these things do? Because there isn't one person that's seeing the devastation. It's like, I'm going there right there and I'm going to make a change. What are we going to do when we're fighting against billion and trillion dollar machines? What are we going to do? Use your mind. Use the most powerful weapon on earth, your mind. You can use the most powerful weapon on earth, which is your mind and consciousness, to continue to send evil to the people that are doing evil. And what does that do? It brings down your collective energy. It brings down the collective energy. It brings down your energy. What can that possibly do that your beautiful thoughts and your beautiful energy and your loving energy cannot do? What is it? What can we start to do from our home, from our community, to manifest more greater things or more loving things? We can go out and we can protest, right? And we can fight against the opposition. Israel, Palestine, that's separation. Doesn't make any sense. I don't give a shit what side you're on. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. Human suffering in any form is wrong. It doesn't have a side. But we're going out there and we're fighting the good fight for Israel. We're fighting the good fight for Palestine. That's still separation. You're still causing more harm to another type of people that don't believe what you believe. So how does that work? It doesn't. So if we want to help to strengthen our communities at home, then that continues to spread and spread and spread and spread. People that go out and commit bad things to someone just because they're Jewish, just because they're black, just because they're white. How is that helping anybody? How is that helping anyone? If you want change in the world, what do you have to do? You have to be the change that you want to see in the world. How are you being the change that you want to see in the world if you're continuing to cause separation? Because these are my beliefs, so I'm against you. And the other people say, well, these are my beliefs and I'm against you. How dumb is that? How can we ever create the reality that we would like to? World peace, but I vote for this side. World peace, but I vote for that side. Dumbest shit ever. But this is what consciousness programming, or collective consciousness looks like. When you program the entire collective to be against that side or to be against that side, that's what it looks like. Karen says, I am radiating, oops, I don't know what 6 means. I just pressed that by accident. We are ultimately hurting ourselves. We have to love ourselves first. And again, it starts in our own house first. This house right here. If you don't love yourself first, how could you possibly create the life that you want to love if you don't love here first? How can you create a scenario out here? Oh my God, I love this. I love my life. But I don't love myself. It ain't happening. So if you feel I'm not worthy of this love, I'm not worthy of having a good life, I am not chosen in a project or at work, or I was never chosen as a child on a sports team, I was never good enough. If that is the way that you think every day, because that is legitimately your programming, and then you only further program the mind when you're watching all these negative things, eventually people just give up and they just accept the reality that they're in because they feel that they have no power to change it. And that couldn't be further from the truth ever in life. So if we want to create a reality that is abundant, and abundance is not just money, abundant in love, abundant in happiness, abundant in any desire that we want, we have to change the programming first. We have to change what we are conscious of being. And most people don't know what they're conscious of being. Most people are conscious of being sick every single day. Most people are conscious of being in pain every day. Most people are conscious of not having enough money every day. Most people are conscious of not being able to pay their bills every day. Most people are conscious of that they struggle all the time. Most people are conscious that they're not happy. Most people are conscious that they live in a dark reality. But they don't know how to change it. Because this wasn't taught to us. I wonder why. Why is this type of teaching and knowingness not known to humanity? Because the game would be over if it was. If people knew how to create their own reality. Literally, it's like you writing in a book. I have the most amazing life. And this is a good thing to do, journaling, with your visualizations. If it was that simple, you could paint a picture of what you wanted your life to look like, and then all of a sudden it became real. Wow, that is so amazing. But that's actually what we can do. You literally see it in your mind as you're falling asleep. When you go into theta brainwave frequency, as you're falling asleep, and you see the perfect scenario of what your world would look like. I was watching other videos, and Usher came up, and he said that he would visualize himself being in a stadium, on a stage. There were thousands of people screaming and cheering for him, cheering his name. He was like, I saw the whole stadium. I saw what color the seats were. I saw what the stage looked like. I looked down and I saw the microphone in my hand. I felt the nervousness of me walking out onto the stage in front of all these people that were there for me. I saw the outfit that I was wearing. Leather jacket, t-shirt, big chain, jeans, boots with studs on them, whatever it is. He would visualize every detail possible about what it was that he wanted in his life. And he would do it every single night until eventually that very reality came true. That's the secret. Feeling is the secret. So you can see when you're in that type of situation, or when you're in that visualization and you see something that real and vivid, you actually feel it. And that's why Neville Goddard always talks about feeling is the secret to manifestation. Feel it real. Feel it so real that it becomes real. Someone in here manifested the exact car that they wanted. She saw it in her head, knew exactly what she wanted, and she wasn't taking no for an answer. When you don't take no for an answer, even if things don't look the way they want you, the way you want them to in your reality, you don't give up. If it's not your desired end, it's not the end. That's it. If your desired end is to have this beautiful house and you see it in your head, and this realtor keeps showing you house after house after house, it's not my price range, this, that, you start to get frustrated. I'm just going to give up. But if you persist and persist and persist that I'm getting the exact house that I want, if it's not your desired end, it's not the end yet. It's that simple. See what it is that you want in your life. Don't take no for an answer, and you shall have it. If I could reach 10 people or 10,000 people with this type of mindset, you can teach it to other people. When someone says, oh my God, you were just like so poor, and you just like, how all of a sudden, how did you do this? Like, you're all successful. Like, what happened to you? You can share it. Because there is enough abundance There is enough love. There is enough happiness to go around the world 20 trillion times. If you want to keep the secret a secret, you're still coming from a state of lack. Oh, I'm not telling people how I manifested my life. Tell everyone. The problem is you could tell everyone, most people aren't going to do the work. Most people accept their life as it is and think that you're a fucking quack. And that's their problem. That's not your problem. But we can share this. We can gift this to people. And what they decide to do with the information is completely up to them. I just keep going off on tangents here and I'm just not reading. Okay. Go over your desires just as the man I described went over his house, like I just talked about, Usher. See just what you want and get a clear mental picture of it as you wish it to look when you get it. Hi, Anthony. That clear mental picture you must have continually in mind. Don't change things. I want to manifest this. I want to manifest this. Get a clear picture of what you want your life to look like. Start with one thing. And then add on from there. As a sailor has in mind the port toward which he is sailing the ship, you must keep your face toward it all the time. You must no more lose sight of it than the hindsman loses sight of the compass. It is not necessary to take exercises in concentration, nor to set apart special times for prayer and affirmation, nor to go into the silence, nor to do occult stunts of any kind. Some of these things are well enough, but all you need to do is know what you want and to want it badly enough so that it will stay in your thoughts. That kind of contradicts itself a little bit, but that's okay. Spend as much of your leisure time as you can in contemplating your picture. But no one needs to take exercises to concentrate his mind on a thing which he really wants. It is the things you do not really care about which require effort to fix your attention upon them. And unless you really want to get rich, so that the desire is strong enough to hold your thoughts directed to the purpose as the magnetic poles hold the needle of the compass, and it will hardly be worthwhile for you to try to carry out the instructions given in this book. He's saying stay focused. In a lot of words. Stay focused on what it is that you want. Believe that you already have it. Feel it to be true. Walk around as if you already have it. Be delusional with your desires and your wants. Because we walk around as if the bad thing already happened. So why can't you walk around as if the good thing already happened? I don't know who needed this swift kick in the ass this morning, but you got it. Let's go back. Behind your clear vision must be the purpose to realize it, to bring it out in tangible expression. And behind this person must be an invincible and unwavering faith that the thing is already yours, that it is at hand, and you have only to take the possession of it. Again, it's just literally tapping into it. Because everything that we want already exists. Everything already exists. We just have to tap into it. We have to believe that we already have it. You have to be crazy enough to say, wow, I'm so grateful that I have this amazing marriage, or whatever it is that you want. Someone messaged me last week this week after Monday's live, and it said, can I manifest a woman? Was that the person? A woman and getting sober. I think that was either in the comment section or somebody DM'd it to me. And, it's not, we can literally have anything that we want. And I think that people just get confused by like, well, what can I manifest? What can I manifest? There isn't anything that you can or can't manifest. Like, you could have anything down to a specific person. If someone is trying to manifest their ex back or manifest a very specific person into their lives, I know people that have manifested celebrities that lived on the other side of the country that manifested celebrities into their life, and it happened. Like, you can literally do anything. We are limitless, but we're programmed with limitation. That's the problem. People don't know how to get out of their limitation. People don't know how to get out of their limiting thoughts. People don't know how to get out of their limiting beliefs. People don't understand the power that we actually possess as human beings. So when we get out of these traps and we realize that we can literally create our reality, and creating our reality means getting any of the things that we want. For example, I don't know, a couple months ago, I saw randomly that the Fugees were going to be back in concert. I was like, I'm going to this concert. I don't give a shit. I am going, and this is like small, but I never have been to a Fugees concert. I've been a Lauryn Hill fan for a very, very long time. And I was like, I'm going to that concert. It's done. Whatever. So on a random day, I was like, let me see if the Fugees like are coming to Philly. Let me look at this. I looked at it. It was probably Tuesday of that week. I looked on their schedule and it said Fugees playing Saturday at the Wells Fargo or whatever the hell it's called now. I was like, oh my God, I don't care how much tickets are. Like, I'm going. I was like, but I want to be like front row, right? So I called my sister and I said, can so-and-so get me tickets for this? She said, I don't know. Let me see. I don't know if he knows anybody with the Fugees. Let me see. 20 minutes later calls me. Says, you have backstage passes and you're going to be on the risers directly, like on stage at the concert, like right next to it. I was like, what? Like, I don't go to concerts. I don't like being around a lot of people. But literally, in my mind, I said, I'm going. It's done. Whatever. Like, I'm going to go and it's going to be amazing. And I literally had backstage passes, was directly next to the stage. I was sitting like with her kids. It was crazy, but when you believe that you could do something, it's done. It's already done. That's all you say. It's already done. This manifestation is already done. I got this. And when you have blind faith, like I didn't sit there and dwell about it, like, oh my God, like, am I going to get these tickets? Like, what's going to happen? Like, I really want to go. Oh my God, like, who can I call? Like, what can I do? Like, I didn't even think about it. I was just like, I'm going to that concert. That's it. Same thing with my car. Same thing with going on tour. I said to myself, I'm not happy in LA anymore. Like, I need to get out of here. I need to travel. Literally a week later, my sister was like, do you want to come on tour with us and do hair and makeup? And I was like, what? Yes, I do. But it's literally just having blind faith that it's already done. I'm going to read Jesus's quote again. Whatsoever things we ask for when we pray, believe that you receive them and you shall have them. He didn't say, pray really hard and hope that you get it. He didn't say, just be patient and maybe you'll get it. He said, believe that you already have them and you're going to receive them. Not begging, God, please, I really need this to happen. Please, please. You're coming from lack. That's coming from lack. He said, believe you already have them. Knowingness. Becky said, knowingness. It's having the knowingness. It's believing that I've received them and that I shall have them. You can do this with anything in your life. When you start to realize how real this is, you won't come from a state of lack. Because sometimes things are taken away from us and we're like, this isn't what I wanted. If it's not your desired end, it's not the end, unless you give it the meaning that it is. I never get what I want. I'm always left out. If it's not your desired end, it's not the end. Sometimes things are taken away because something better is right behind it. Sometimes we don't know what's the best for us and we want it and we manifest and then we get it. We're like, this ain't what I wanted. And the universe is like, yes, it is. This is what you said you wanted. So then when you realize it's not what you wanted, you lose it. And then you're upset that you lost it. But then something else greater comes in right after that. And you're like, oh shit. That was the lesson. Okay. So that's why the saying is be careful what you wish for. Because a lot of people think they want something until they get it. They're like, this is not it. And then because you have that negativity towards the situation, or you have that negative energy, you have that negative emotion, energy, and motion towards something, it's gonna float out of your life. I can promise you that. If you're like, oh my God, this is what I wanted, and you're just really not happy because it's really not what you wanted, you thought it was what you wanted, the universe is going to take it away from you. I'm glad. The universe is going to take it away from you, but you have to have the blind faith that something better is coming. Like, God, I don't know why you did this, but I just had the faith that something so much better is on its way for me. Because what you thought you wanted, and it's given to you, you're like, this isn't really what I wanted. So it's obviously not your end. If it's not your desired end, it's not the end. Keep going. Keep having faith, even when your reality looks like it's shitty, when it looks like it's not anything that you wanted, when it's making you miserable. Just keep going. I had something similar thing happen last year, seeing Alicia Keys and meeting her last year. I had backstage passes. I was blown how down to earth she is. That's all it takes, is like seeing something in your head and then just knowing that you're going to get it. It's very simple, but we complicate things because we're hardwired to believe that we live in a negative world. But if every single one of us, imagine if every person on the planet did this work and saw the world as they want it to be. But it's never as good as the first time, though. I don't know what you're referring to, or unless I read it and I forgot already. But if everybody did this work on Earth, what would the world look like? If everybody created the outcome that they desire, with all the happiness that they could possibly want, with all the fulfillment that they could possibly want, reprogramming their inner child that wasn't left and neglected or abused. If all of us did this work, how would the world look? Alan Watts is the man. I actually listened to this. There's an Alan Watts channel that I have on Spotify, and it's all of his teachings and whatever, lectures with music, and I'm obsessed. So what time is it? It's about that time, guys, but I intend that this was helpful this morning and that we can realize the power that we all hold within ourselves and then work from there. Work on reprogramming our minds. That's the hardest part. Once you have started to reprogram the mind, you realize how quickly things start to unfold when we just use our affirmations, or that we have blind faith that something's going to happen. Manifestation happens a lot faster when we are in that state of mind. Because it's energy. It's just energy being boomeranged back to us. Every person, every scenario in our life is a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. And so if you keep attracting the same kind of person and you're doing this work, I believe that we're being tested. Are you still going to go back to the same type of person that doesn't work for you? Are you still going to allow someone to overstep your boundaries? That's a true test too. Are you going to walk away this time? Or are you going to try and continue to fix the person? Oh, I'm just going to give them another chance. I think that they're going to show up for me. You can do one of two things. You can accept their treatment and just hope that it will get better. Or you can visualize in your mind them showing up differently for you if that's what you want, if that's the person that you want. You have three choices, or you can walk away. You can walk away also, and you could visualize and see this person differently. This person shows up differently. This person treats me with kindness, care, and respect. They love me. They're loyal to me. So we have options. I walked away and it was the best thing that ever happened after 20 years. Wow. 20 years, man. That's some shit. I applaud you for that, because I imagine that it was very, very difficult. But when we start to heal ourselves, when we start to do the work on ourselves, when we start to change the trajectory of where our thoughts are, meaning I am healing myself and I'm not accepting poor treatment. I'm creating boundaries for myself. When we, even just as little as creating a boundary, that starts to manifest a different energy to come into your life. The universe will start to give you more people that respect your boundaries. What was that? So even the smallest shifts that we make in ourselves is an energetic frequency. That energetic frequency goes out, then it comes back in. So it's going to bring to you more people that are on the frequency of love, care, and respect. Maybe you're just like, I respect myself more and I'm just not going to take this treatment. The universe is then going to send you someone that respects the shit out of you. Yep, half my life met when we were 20 and everything changed at 40. Wow. That's a really beautiful thing. I'm very happy for you in that. Like, that's amazing. That takes some strength that most people don't have. They just feel like they're stuck forever. So I applaud you for that. It's amazing. Thank you for that inspiration today. Anything is possible. Leaving someone after 20 years of your life, like, anything is possible. But it's just knowing your worth and value, knowing the spells that you want to cast on yourself. I am worthy of love, or I am not worthy of love. I am beautiful every single day, or I am ugly and fat. We cast spells on ourselves. It's not anybody else, it's us. We're casting our own spells on ourselves and wondering why all these shitty people show up. If you have a poor self-concept and poor thoughts about yourself, the universe is going to show you how shitty your world can be and how shitty people can be. If you have a great concept about yourself where you're like, I love myself and I'm not going to take a person treating me like this, and you have boundaries and all these things, the universe will show you those people, and those people will show up and be like, wow, my life is amazing. Or, wow, my life is awful. It's all up here. Same thing with money. You're always in a family that always fought about money and you never had money and we're so poor. Other people are like, oh, like we came from nothing. And now we have this huge empire. Or we came from nothing. So, my family we just don't have a lot of money, like, because we're immigrants, or whatever the reasoning is that you have your programming. And then you stay poor. What's the difference between a family that came from nothing and now has an empire, and a family that came from nothing and still has nothing? Your mind, your state of being, what you believe to be true about life and living. So I intend this was helpful. I hope that you all have an amazing, amazing day. And today's Saturday, I think. I'll see you all Monday morning. And guys, if you want, I'm not using the word guys anymore. Damn it. If you want to come to the retreat, we're doing a contest, $50 for an entry, to win an entire retreat, to be with us for 4 days. Food's included, farm to table, organic, everything. You can go to nourishmysoulretreats.org and you can pick enter contest. I have it in my stories too as a link that you can click on. The contest ends on the 12th, so you only have a couple of days to enter. And that's all the announcements for today. Love you all. I hope that you have a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. Get your body moving, get your mind moving in the right direction. Adios.